Alright, and we should be live. Let me go ahead and check. It says we are, so yes, we are indeed. Awesome. Alright, hello everyone. Ace here. Welcome to the live stream. Today we are, of course, back with some more Star Wars High Republic. Yay.
Oh boy, here we go.
Here we go indeed. And I am, as you can probably tell, joined with returning guest Alpharius.
Howdy.
And yeah, like I said, we are going to be jumping in and seeing how this goes. Hopefully this won't be too long a stream. We'll see. I mean, this is High Republic after all.
I'm tired, boss.
Me too. Alright, let's go ahead and... I'm going to go ahead and send this out to let everyone know on Discord that the stream has started. There we go. And yeah, let's go ahead and get right into it. Alright. So as you can tell, we are, of course, once again back with this era, and we are in Chapter 4. So, let's see how this goes. Tensions are rising as Jedda's festival of balance approaches. The convocation of the Force hopes the festivities will bring the various churches and religions of the Holy City together. But mistrust and hostility run wild. The Jedi Vildar Mak and Madi Cathali were caught sneaking into the Temple of the Kaiba with the disgraced former guardian of the Wills, Tay Sarek. Sarek was expelled, leaving Vildar and Madi to investigate the alleged robbery of a Kyber statue from the temple's corridors. But you can't keep a good Sephi down. Tay snuck back into the temple with his faithful droid, SKOT, only to discover a bomb planted outside the Archivist Zumeg's office. A bomb that seconds later tore a hole into the temple's wall. Alright.
Sounds like I've missed a lot.
So yeah, quite a bit has happened. Good to know. Ilya says boo. Kulas says yo beat. Live, no lag, that's good. Kulas says no. Swordsman says yo. Ilya says, this looks cool. Wait until you see it's more High Republic, so. Kula says, I'm Alpharius. Ilya says, I'm Alpharius.
People, we can all be Alpharius. Come on.
Maybe the real Alpharius was the friends we made along the way.
Or that
Biggest Hentus Dickus says, howdy everyone. Hello, Biggest Hentus Dickus. Yeah, I know. So, you see what we're saying?
What?
You were saying something there real quick.
Oh, I was just chuckling.
Ah, okay. Alright, so let's get back into it. I guess I'll voice this one healer character or something, because why not? Jedi Mac, you need to lie back. Let the Tragia leaves do their work.
This is ridiculous. What's wrong? What's wrong with a culto bath?
Vildar, please, listen. Representative Susili. She's trying to help. The Convocation Building, Jeddah.
Matty, we need to check on Archivist Zumeg.
No, you need to heal. Archivist Zumeg.
Wait. What aren't you telling me?
Jedi Mac Vildar, Archivist Zumeg passed into the garden beyond this morning.
He's dead?
I'm so sorry.
Then it was all for nothing.
Vildar, you deflected the bomb, used the Force to protect them from the blast. To protect us, Archivist Ornelli is only alive because of you. Ornelli is alive because of you. So, he could save everyone else but not this guy for completely arbitrary reasons, and still got the brunt of the blast, but killed this guy somehow, who was further away, and who the Jedi was in line with the blast too?
The arm was badly injured. But it wasn't enough. Sirik. Oh, wait, then you were.
The Guardians of the Wills have the perpetrator in custody.
Sirik. Why is it always Sirik? You record everything, don't you, droid? So you can show us why Sirik is skulking around the Archivist's offices. Don't suppose you speak droid, do you?
Afraid not, but I examined Scoot when you were getting your greenery applied. The explosion scrambled his memory core, not to mention cracked his holocams. Are you freaking kidding me? How utterly convenient! The droid that has the evidence we need just so happened to have been damaged in the blast. The blast that the Jedi Master managed to protect everyone from, except someone who conveniently dies for plot reasons, and a droid who is conveniently damaged, which for plot reasons.
That's great writing right there.
Yes, it is. Alright, Cool Essence says, I just learned recently that they use 3D models of the characters in the High Republic that they trace. That's why the faces look so bad. Why the art looks so bad sometimes.
Oh my god, it all makes sense.
Why would you do it that way then if it makes it look that god-awful? Oh. Let's be honest, it's because it's cheaper, isn't it? They used the 3D models as a base because it's cheaper, and then they just drew over it, and then when it inevitably does look awful, So in other words, Coolest, what you're saying is they look awful because Disney decided to use a method that was specifically cheaper and faster. Right? Alright. Ilya says, Star Wars medicine just cover a person scarred an explosion and leaves, bro. It's gonna be... Yeah, whatever happened to Bacta tanks?
Well, maybe. I'll just give them the benefit of the doubt. Maybe those don't exist yet.
Maybe. Wait a second. Didn't Bacta exist in the old Knights of the Old Republic? Because I'm pretty sure, now that I think about it, that one of the planets that you visit in the Knights of the Old Republic game was a planet where they were getting Bacta for the Bacta tanks, correct? I think that's what was going on.
I have no experience in the Knights of the Old Republic games yet.
Alright, so I think one of the planets you go to is a water world where, if I remember correctly, they were harvesting Bacta for the various sites. The planet itself was neutral, and was so neutral that if there was any fighting on the planet, they would execute anyone that they deemed guilty of starting the fight.
So the Switzerland kind of neutral.
Yeah. Okay, Winter's King corrects me. Kolto was in KOTOR. It was better than Bacta. Wow! So they actually had stuff better than Bacta back in those days. So, okay, so yep, it was called KOTOR. Okay, so that explains it. Alright. Kules is talking to Ilya, says, it doesn't look bad all the time, but believe me, you will notice when it gets bad. Yes, that is absolutely true.
Ace, I just read the next line from your character. Oh my god.
They mention Bacta, don't they?
No.
Alright, Winter's King says, you actually destroyed the Koltor source in KOTOR, and you caused the whole galaxy to switch to using Bacta, which is less... Okay, yeah, I do recall something about... Well, from what I remember, the option was I could cause them to not expand, but not necessarily destroy the source altogether. But if I remember correctly, The switch to back, but okay, them switching to back to that shows that back to existed, of course, even in the KOTOR era, which takes place long before this. Assuming, of course, KOTOR is considered canon, but let's be honest, it's not considered canon because it's EU.
Sadly.
Ilya says, "Is it like anime when they need to animate?" Okay, so you'll really notice it when you start looking at stuff from a distance, how little detail. So, for example, if you zoom in to the middle bottom panel, you'll notice how little detail is given to things like the eyes and what have you. So there is some inconsistency. Jackson says, just got here. Is the High Republic anime still trash? Illy says, no, it's good. So far, it's already showing some errors as far as writing. I will say this, though. At least with this comic, the art is not as bad as, say, High Republic Adventures.
Yeah, the art is actually decent.
It's not as bad, but there have definitely been cases with the previous High Republic and Adventures where it is just god-awful. Cool says, let it warm up first, don't eat it raw. Alright, so let's go ahead and... Alright, so let's see what my... Alright, so let's go ahead and I'll see what insanity is coming up next. Which some would say is rather convenient considering the accusations against his master. Oh!
They literally called it convenient. Called out the plot convenience.
Kevin Scott Writing 101. It is not cheap plot convenience if you point out that it is in fact cheap plot convenience. I love it when the comic manages to critique itself for me. Coolessa says, to be fair, this one not so bad. So, yeah, so far the issue is the writing and how absolutely convenient it is. Dr. Mad Studio says, hello, Hammerheads, greetings from Britain. Welcome, Dr. Mad Studio. Siege says, it's not bad, but it's not great either. Yes, I rate this 3.7 out of 10. 10 points for anyone who gets that reference. Alright, so...
accusations that are little more than conjecture at this point.
But you saw him with the explosive. You called out the warning.
Yes. He looks like the Giga Chad.
He does. Bursts into the room. He didn't do it. Fails to elaborate further. Leaves. Alright, so you want to voice Tay as well?
Sure. But what if I was wrong? What indeed, big guy?
The Temple of the Khyber. What was that?
Huh? Nothing. Just talking to myself. I'm the only one who listens, after all.
No, you weren't.
Hey, hands off!
What is that?
Nothing. Nothing at all.
A combud.
Wait, who's on the other end of the mic?
I'm just going to voice this. Vildar, where are you going?
Oh, that's where it went. That's the trouble with years like this. Things get lost in there. I haven't seen that in months.
Then you won't miss it now.
That was pretty good.
Yeah.
I'm certainly noticing an increase in quality compared to the last time.
A little bit. Still want to plead your innocence, traitor?
Would it make any difference? Whatever you think of me, I was trying to deactivate the detonator.
Because you'd been discovered.
No, to save everyone's lives!
Tham!
And of course, you slammed the door. I mean, when has anyone believed a word of what I say?
The convocation of the Force. Jedi Mark, I understand the representative from Florent that you discovered the accused with the explosive device in his hand yourself.
Yes, but
But now you're questioning whether he was to blame at all. Killian Tadara, Church of the Force representative. Vildar just isn't sure.
Matty.
And if there's any doubt, surely we should investigate.
Matty!
You want to voice this character?
Sure.
Tarna Miak, Sorcerer of Tund.
There will be an investigation. The Guardian of the Wills are investigating. This Tesseract is known to them after all. And that's precisely my point, Representative Miak. My own dealings with Sirik have been frustrating, to say the least. What if my initial impressions colored my judgment? I may have jumped to a conclusion, much like the Guardians themselves.
Guys, just because he's done some really shady stuff and actually punched me to the point that it temporarily caused my heart to stop doesn't actually mean that he's really that bad of a guy. We might just have some tough vibes early on. And the people who've spent more time with him surely don't know that much about him, right?
God. You want to voice this Elris Florent?
Why not? The Guardians of the Wills do not make assumptions.
I didn't mean...
Captain Viss himself is handling the situation personally. Ellis Ferrant, disciple of the Wills. And that's the problem. From what we understand, there's history between Tay and Okan Vliss. Bad blood, even. Padawan Catherley? I'm sorry, Representative Killan, but if he's innocent, the matter is being dealt with. In the meantime, the official story is that the explosion was caused by a buildup of gas in the catacombs beneath the temple.
A buildup of gas?
It is good for the people. Master Liban, maybe you can explain matters to your associates while we prepare for the next session.
Yes, Representative, of course. It is good to finally see you again, Vildar Mac. I trust my Padawan has been looking after you. Yes, I've only nearly died twice.
Thanks, Vildar. That's great. To be fair, if her job
wrong.
is to... Yeah, he's not wrong. When Ilya says those chairs look uncomfortable as hell, let's actually just have a look and see. Yeah, they do. Especially if they're supposed to be stone chairs, which is what they look like.
Yeah.
Winter's King says, my biggest surprise here is the Jedi are tolerating all of these heretical force cults. Should the Jedi be contemptuous of these people at best? It depends, really, I think. I know the Jedi are pretty intolerant towards the Sith, but are they really intolerant towards other Force users as well, if I remember correctly? Well, what do you think, Alpharius?
I don't think the Jedi would be... I don't think their first strategy is ever kill on sight.
I don't think that would be their strategy either.
Yeah, I guess I could see them trying to do some negotiation.
Yeah. I could kind of see it to be fair, although how much and how friendly they're going to be about it is a little up in the air, I guess, but I digress.
I understand.
All right.
Sorry.
Yeah, go ahead.
I understand your concerns. Really, I do. This is such a delicate time, both for the Jedi and the Convocation. The Festival of Balance is only days away, an attempt to encourage dialogue between the various Force factions within the city walls.
You want to voice this character too?
Sure. A festival that is entirely unnecessary, utterly artificial, and has caused more trouble than good. May I introduce my aide, Jedi Olivia Zeveron. She also has issues with some of the decisions made by this council. As do I. But in all honesty, as do I, in all honesty. But we must be careful. On Jeddah, we are but pilgrims and can make no demands when a consensus has been reached. A consensus that we disagree with. But one that was made all the same. Even if we wanted to, the Jedi Order cannot be seen to interfere unless the Guardians themselves ask for our help. And they're not asking. Indeed, it appears we are out of time.
Alright, so I think that's your character still.
What do they say about rest and the wicked?
Presenting Worth Ploth, Herald of the Path of the Open Hand. Welcome to Jeddah, Herald. I'm Kilin Tadara, representative of the Church of the Force and the chair of the convocation. I understand that you and your organization wish to join our number. You want to voice this guy?
Yep. On the contrary, Representative, I am here to call for the immediate disbanding of this travesty of a council.
This guy is based.
I like him.
What? Sirin, please let him speak.
We of the Path of the Open Hand believe in the sanctity of the Force. There are those among you who repeatedly abuse its power, manipulating the Force for their own ends. The Lanto, the Matukai, the Jedi.
I mean, he's not wrong entirely about the Jedi, is he?
No.
Especially if we're talking High Republic Jedi, so... Warren Val, the Matsutukai. This is ridiculous. The Matsutukai respect the Force in all matters, as do our friends the Lanto. Yes, we channel its power, but only for the good of the natural world.
But have you considered the effect such meddling has had on the rest of the galaxy? There are always consequences for the use of the Force here on Jeddah. There are always consequences. The use of the Force here on Jeddah limits its power elsewhere, creating a dangerous imbalance in the very fabric of the universe. You are denying millions the protection the Force brings.
That's not how the Force works, though, is it?
No, it's not.
I'm sitting here turning into Han Solo. That's not how the Force works.
With all due respect, Harold, that is not how the Force operates.
Yeah, exactly! This comic is critiquing itself for me.
Not according to your understanding, Master Jedi. But your understanding is wrong.
This guy is the real Giga Chad. Busts into room, says everyone is wrong, refuses to elaborate further. Now, is he going to leave? All of the arrogance, this is preposterous.
Spoken like a true abuser of the Force. Tell me, Representative, are your robes crimson to hide the blood that stains your hands?
Representative Killan, I refuse to be addressed in this manner. The disciples of the Wills. One of the oldest and most respected orders on Jeddah. Yes, we are aware of that, Elris. Herald, the convocation was established to promote understanding and debate between our various orders.
And yet you refuse to acknowledge our concerns, to consider our truth. If disbanding is out of the question...
It is.
Then may I suggest an alternate course of action? The immediate prohibition of all force manipulation until our theory can be fully investigated.
Prohibition? As in stopping us from using the Force?
Is that... Am I meant to be?
I forget who that is, so do you want to voice that character?
Sure.
Yeah, that is.
Surely we aren't... Alright. Surely we aren't talking... Surely we aren't taking this seriously, Con.
And the guy in the middle is also your character.
Oh, yeah. To even contemplate such a request.
Representatives, please, if I could speak. Harold, even if what you say is true, and nothing in our history suggests it is, a decree to limit the use of the Force goes beyond the purview of this committee. We simply cannot suggest that believers abandon millennia of tradition based on such unfounded supposition. If you could provide proof of your claims...
You would dismiss it out of hand. I feared that this would be a waste of time.
Harold, perhaps if I could say something.
Enough has been said, Mr. Dobbs. Now is the time for action.
So he does refuse to elaborate further and leaves.
Giga Jad.
Dark Design says, how the hell do you test a force only a small percentage can access and use? Good point! Kula says, I think you're green guy. I think your force use is cringe. Kula says, the green guy even got the Giga Chad face on one of those pages. Yeah, he kind of does, actually, now that you mention it. Swordsman says, my Star Wars lore is god-awful. Yeah. Alright, so... that doesn't sound good.
None of this is code coming. None of this is good. Coming? Faithful of Jedha, the moment has come for you to know the truth about this city. About the organization that governs your religions. I have just been thrown from the Convocation building for daring to question their authority, for daring to hold a belief contrary to their own. I have been told that my views are preposterous, my concerns without merit. But let me ask you this. Is it wrong to question those who lie to us? Is it wrong to demand the truth? I have it on good authority that the venerable Yakombe were recently insulted, insulted, and attacked when they petitioned to join the Convocation. They barely escaped with their lives. That's not what happened. Well, not really.
Well, that is actually kind of what happened. We read the thing. Everyone was threatening to attack them. And are you familiar with what the Yakombe are, basically, in this comic?
No, I'm not.
Space Palestinians.
Oh, no.
Because the Jedi is basically Space Jerusalem. To the point that their currency on this planet is called Zekels.
You're lying.
No,
You're lying.
I am not. I am not making that up. Is this Giga Chad going to start bringing up the Republic Starship Liberty?
Oh, God. No! Oh, no! The Jedi question.
Oh, no!
Oh, God! This is horrible.
Jeddah is the one planet that is the greatest ally of the Republic.
closest ally of the Republic in the Outer Rim. No, I need to get back to... Oh. Are we surprised? No. Because the Convocation exists only to further its own agenda. To maintain a lie that places the entire galaxy in danger. Why, even as I approached the chamber, I overheard a plot to deceive you, the good people of Jeddah.
I mean, he's not wrong!
He's based, Captain!
I mean, they did say, that was just a buildup of gas. Oh no!
Earlier today, there was an explosion at the Temple of the Kyber, a disaster that killed a senior disciple and left many others injured. You have been told it was an accident, but that is not the case. The explosion was a deliberate attack upon the city, the blast caused by a thermal device. Harold, please, that is enough!
He's dropping too many red pills!
In here we have a member of the Convocation. A sorcerer of tunes, no less. No less a coven. Whose crimes are legion, whose treachery is legend. I implore you, just stop! This isn't helping anyone! And there you have it, my friends. I am to be silenced. Muzzled! Guardians! Ask yourself this. Why would the Convocation lie to you? Why would they conceal an act of terrorism? To protect their precious festival? To protect their reputation? Or is it true? Or is it the truth? More insidious? Is it because one of their own was behind the attack? The sorcerers, the Matakai, maybe even the Jedi?
Yeah, why would they lie?
We want to know. We demand to know. This is turning ugly. You heard what Master Le Bon said. We should only act if asked. And you believe that, do you? I barely know what to believe. The filers of the Force, liars and deviants. Hey, you can't do that.
Let him speak.
Still want to wait? Do we have any choice? We're gonna kill civilians!
Oh my god!
The Jedi are gonna fire on civilians!
Kevin, stop! What the hell have you done to Star Wars?
It really is Space Israel! Oh my god!
Oh no.
What is this? I'm losing my mind!
Coolest says 2 TIE fighters just hit the Galactic Center.
No! This is why I miss the High Republic. Oh god, it's beautiful. Oh my god.
Why am I siding with the guy that's supposed to be the villain in this?
God.
Dark Design says so Palpatine was alright all along. Gulissa says, okay, this is so bad now. Yeah. Yeah. Yes, it is. Alright. Let's continue on, shall we?
Yes. You're right. Everyone needs to calm down. I fear the time for diplomacy is over, Jedi Mark. We must Representative? What is happening? Oh no!
Oh no!
Oh no! What is happening? Monsters! Oh my god!
He's reacting as if the crowd is made up entirely of Kanye West.
Oh my god.
Okay, so, that is the end of that issue. This comic really, really went into a very weird direction. I wish it was Star Wars, is one thing I will say.
Oh my god.
See, this is what happens when you think when someone like Kevin Scott gets involved and has to make everything into a political commentary.
You end up making... Hey, to be fair, how bad of a commentary is it?
It's so bad that it's actually making the Jedi look like the villains in the story.
Oh my god. This is why I miss the High Republic so much.
How do you get to... Kevin Scott, if this is what Kevin Scott is believing politically and what he's trying to push, really think about that. He's arguing that yes, all the stories that all the conspiracy theories are true. They don't matter anyways. But he's coming from the position that all the crazy conspiracy theories about a certain country are true, though. So that's the... Elias says, I don't know, it doesn't seem that bad. I think you're overreacting. I mean, the thing is, this is not Star Wars, right? I mean, it's supposed to be Star Wars, but it's not actually Star Wars, is it, Alpharius?
No. In Star Wars, the Jedi don't attack unarmed civilians.
Correct.
The Jedi aren't glorified riot police. Oh my god.
To be clear, here's what this comic has so far established about Jeddah. It's a holy city where the currency is Zekels, where it is run by the Convocation, who apparently are able to control the media and lie to the general public about everything to control a narrative. They silence anyone that critiques them. And they seem to have a problem with space palettes. And they seem to not really like space Palestinians as well. That's what we've established so far as this comic book series.
Oh my god. Yeah, this is not nearly the worst High Republic.
It is not the worst High Republic.
Honestly, it is entertaining. That is far better than the worst High Republic stories.
This is entertaining, just not in a good way.
Intentional manner.
Well, I think he is trying to be intentional because, again, this is going into a theory of empire again, where the idea that everything is political. So he is trying to push it. It's just his end result is actually making the exact argument case as to what he's wanting to argue. I think. But, Swordsman says, a comic so based a train is on the move. Winter's King says, honestly, it isn't the worst, but but it's pretty bad. The story doesn't know where it's going, and it keeps doing stupid and weird stuff. Here's my problem. Those comics don't feel like Star Wars. Exactly. Ilya says, I don't know how Star Wars feels. Well, look at Star Wars Empire, look at Rogue Squadron, and also Knights of the Old Republic comics. All three of those are some pretty strong Star Wars comics, I would say, and should give you an idea of what to expect. And they also cover different perspectives as well. Quillis says, watch the Clone Wars series. Agreed on that too. So, where would you put this particular comic book in comparison to other High Republic? Huh, Alpharius?
Well, I'll give it. I'd definitely rank it better than pretty much anything in High Republic Adventures.
Definitely. So far, if I had to pick, I would say that this is. This is actually getting into the so bad it's good territory just because of just how off the mark Kevin Scott is with his plot here.
He tried to parallel reality, but all he ended up doing. I can't wait until this. I feel like if Disney executives actually picked up on any of this comic series would be canceled here and now.
Don't tempt me. I might just let them know, hey, do you know what your comic is secretly saying about
Israel? I'm sorry, the Lord's chosen people.
the holy city, if you will.
Yes. Oh, God.
Glenn says, I miss my beloved Coom Spider. Yeah, Coom Spider is kind of hilarious.
We all miss Coom Spider.
So if I had to place this, I would say... God, I will say this. This ending here did at least entertain me for all the wrong reasons.
I give this a civilian casualties out of 10. Also, it can't. I did like this one specifically because it let me practice my Father Mozgus impression.
I am actually going to go on a limb and say, as far as the entertainment factor,
This was pretty dang entertaining.
the only series so far that I think hits higher as far as the entertainment factor is the manga. And specifically the first issue of the manga.
They made a manga?
Yes.
Why?
Because of course they did. The manga is actually, well, the first volume is actually decent. I'll give the first volume is actually passable.
Oh.
Ilya says, I give this green Alex Jones out of... yeah. That is, to be fair, I could absolutely see that green guy saying that he's tired of them putting chemicals in the water that turn the frickin' Jedi Sith. I could see that. But yeah, this one, as far as the entertainment factor, this is one of the most entertaining ones I've seen in a while, but it's for all the wrong reasons. If I actually had to rate it, I would say that Monster at Temple Peak is still better than it from a actual qualitative point of view, but from the entertainment point of view, this is actually better or more entertaining. Is that what you would you agree with that, Nathan?
Nathan.
Or Alpharius, my bad. Sorry.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
Yeah.
But what gave you the impression I come from the land of bland, starchy foodstuffs?
I don't know.
Was just for you, Nathan.
Cool S says, Green guy, the TIE fighter's fuel did not melt the steel beams. Why is it that when... What was the two buildings he was talking about?
The Galactic Center.
Why is it when two TIE fighters flew into the Galactic Center, there was smoke coming out of the Jedi Temple? Which was not even hit by the two TIE fighters.
Makes you think.
Don't you know that that's also where the Jedi kept all their their library as well, including all their information, including potentially financial information? Curious that, according to reports from the clone troopers, there were Jedi younglings attempting to destroy the holobooks there. Wonder why that would be the case.
Oh.
So, enough jokes. Ruby says, so when will be the Battlefield 1918 3-point version appear? Well, we are still working on some stuff. I know we've just got another map for the expansion pack in the early stages of being tested out. There's still some work that needs to be done with the AI on that, but otherwise it's yet another map, so I think that's good. I know there's at least one more faction that we have yet to reveal, and we might have some more than that, but I know for a fact there's one more faction that we have yet to reveal yet. I'm not going to say much more. I know that we're wanting to try, if possible, to get some other factions potentially made as well. Which ones I'm not going to spoil. For one thing, I can't even confirm that we're going to have it in 3.4 yet, but I know we already have plans, we just haven't gotten them finalized, so... the plan is to have it, though, early this year some point. So that should give you a rough estimate. It might be a little bit later than that, but that's the idea. Anyways, though, I think it's a good time to go ahead and call it, because, well... let's be honest, my channel's already demonetized, and if any YouTube reviewers decide to see this, it's probably not going to be a good thing for me. Winter's King says, you see Age of Wonders 4 has been announced. No, I had not. I'm going to probably have a look at that soon. But, yeah, I think now is a good time to go ahead and call it. So, yeah, this has been Ace.
This has been Alpharius.
And we both hope to see you all again soon. Until then, take care. Ace out.